Holy crap, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, yeah, this legitimately surprised me more than the time my dad left and never came back. Again, it was a massive shock then, and it's a massive shock now because we recently just got confirmed that Spider-Man 4 has officially got a new title, and it is going to be the one that was pretty much leaked all those months and months ago. That is the official title, and instead of it being the leaked one, which was Spider-Man A Brand New Day, we now have official confirmation that the new Spider-Man movie is called Spider-Man Brand New Day. Again, this was actually announced by Sony, giving us this new look at the logo, which compared to the other Spider-Man logos from the movies, it is absolutely crazy. It is way different. Again, it gives me like an animated Spider-Man type of vibe. I really don't know why, but also, I mean, to me, it just screams that it's grounded and screams like this is an original story. This is completely new, you know, drastically different. It just feels like Spider-Man to me. I think that's the best way to describe it, that this new logo looks like Spider-Man. It feels like it's classic Spider-Man and exactly what my hopes and dreams have been about for this. Again, I legitimately have nothing left but Spider-Man, and now I finally have the of course new title for the movie. Again, we do actually have a lot of new information as well, specifically from the director Destin Daniel Cretton, with him confirming that Tom Holland's Spider-Man will be getting a new suit in Spider-Man Brand New Day, which, I mean, I'm a little bit bummed out because I thought the final swing suit at the end of No Way Home was really good, and the suit that we should be getting in the future films, again, I think it probably will be the suit at least for the first half of the movie. But again, we got to remember that Disney and Sony love to have as many suits as they possibly can have in these movies, because realistically, it sells a crap ton of toys. It sells a crap ton of Funko Pops. It also gives you a lot of different things that you don't even think about, like the video game being able to add multiple suits, like, again, the advertising being able to have multiple different suits as well. Again, a lot of things you don't think about actually get influenced by them introducing multiple different suits in the film. So I don't think this is really a surprise at all. Again, I'm not particularly too happy about it. I would have loved if they did what Sam Raimi did with his Spider-Man and have a suit that was distinct to his trilogy of movies that we all loved in the web suit. But I guess they're going something different. Again, even the Insomniac Spider-Man has his own suit that is distinct to him with the white spider logo, and I thought that's what the final swing suit could have been for Tom Holland, but they, I guess, disagreed with the chubby white fat kid who's making this video and wanted to sell a bunch of toys and create a bunch of merchandise with all of this, new Spider-Man suits that we're probably going to get. Again, it could be up to 2 or 3, I'm guessing we're going to get. Again, he did also talk about a couple other things, I believe from what I've heard, mentioning, of course, that they are trying to figure out how they want the web slinging and whatnot, or web swing, I should say, to be for this Tom Holland Spider-Man. Again, to me, that's very important because Tobey Maguire's web swinging was perfect. Andrew Garfield's web swinging is really, really good. The video game has terrific web swinging, but Tom Holland Spider-Man's web swinging, just based from the, I think, director in John Watts not really having that great of a creative vision, in my opinion, for it, was really crappy and is by far the worst. Again, the camera angles for Spider-Man and him web swinging are really crap, and I think just not inspired is probably the right way to put it for the Spider-Man, home trilogy, this MCU Spider-Man trilogy, it's really not that good. And I think this is a massive thing for them to address, is that they're probably going to want to have scenes of Spider-Man swinging around, maybe doing cool flips in the air, doing cool tricks, and just being a really awesome, friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, like some of the content that we got to see in the originals and Andrew Garfield remakes. I think that's what they're going to be doing. I also think Cretton is really going to focus on the fight scenes and action. I think this has a chance to be one of the best action Spider-Man movies. Again, I don't think anything will ever take the cake of Spider-Man 2. Spider-Man 2 is the perfect Spider-Man movie and the best Spider-Man movie for 108 million different reasons. But there is a chance that with a guy who specializes in, these choreography, fight scenes and battles and action scenes, especially what we've seen from him in Shang-Chi, I think there is an opportunity here to get something really good that we all want to see in, I was going to say Spider-Man 4, but I guess Spider-Man Brand New Day. Again, there's a couple other things, like I've mentioned previously. It was leaked by Jeff Snyder, I believe, that the main villain of this movie will be the Chameleon, which I completely forgot. I think someone mentioned this. I don't even remember if this is true or not, but apparently he was the first ever villain in a Spider-Man comic. Again, I don't know why that wasn't in my mind. I still don't even know if that's true. I haven't even really fact-checked that, but at the end of the day, I saw that the other day, and if that's true, that's kind of crazy to think that he has gone so, I think, underused. And the fact is that, yeah, if he's the main villain of this movie, they could be setting up a lot of really awesome things. Again, the fact is that vigilantism will probably be illegal in this film, and at the end of the day, I think having a guy like Chameleon being able to change his identity, it'd be really interesting if that was how Zendaya's MJ is in this movie, is that Chameleon ended up changing his identity into her. Again, that would be some sick, twisted shit that could really get on Peter Parker's, mental ability to be a great Spider-Man. Again, we know Chameleon is not the physical threat that a lot of Spider-Man are, but he could be an insane mental threat, just like Jake Gyllenhaal's Mysterio, where he could maybe be tricking Spider-Man into thinking he's MJ, or maybe Chameleon puts on 392 million pounds and becomes Ned. Again, that could be something really interesting that they definitely do decide to explore. It also, it realistically gives you the opportunity to have, the fact is vigilantism is illegal. They could somehow turn that into a plot of maybe in the 5th movie having Kraven, of course, hunt Spider-Man. Again, I don't know if they could do that for Kingpin. Maybe Kingpin hires him, or I don't know how they could go with that with the plot. Again, that could be highly different and highly interesting. But at the end of the day, even though Chameleon might not seem like a main villain worthy, there's rumors they're looking for a 30 to 50-year-old woman. So that could also mean that Silver Sable could be getting hired, which means we'd have 2 main villains in this movie, Silver Sable and Chameleon. And there's also been casting rumors that they're looking for a middle-aged man who is highly intelligent and outgoing, which, again, could either be a new variant of Norman Osborn, maybe by Coleman Domingo. I know he's a black actor, and race swaps get hated sometimes, but he's an Oscar-nominated guy who voice acts him in the show, and it would differentiate himself from Willem Dafoe. I think that'd be interesting, but it could also be Martin Lee, Mr. Negative maybe, who could be like a side villain in this film, or a side character who maybe in eventual films turns into Mr. Negative again. There could be a lot of really interesting things that they do with this. Brand New Day sounds pretty street level as well, and if this movie does take place at the same time at Doomsday, that could be very, very much interesting on what we could, of course, be seeing. Again, if you haven't already, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for all the latest, gaming content, Spider-Man content, all of the above. Go subscribe to my IRL/vlogging channels, which are getting linked down below. My sports channel as well. Again, go check all of them out. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on the new Spider-Man and whatnot. And I guess I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.